Archive, where we take a stack of articles and research and really distill the most important knowledge for you.
Great to be here.
So today we are strapping in for a very high-speed look at competitive advantage in modern retail.
It's a dizzying topic, for sure.
It really is. If you're involved in e-commerce at all, you know the speed of commerce right now isn't just fast. Our sources today, they highlighted a staggering fact. Many large online retailers are adjusting thousands of prices every single day.
Not week to week. Daily.
Daily, and sometimes those shifts are happening in minutes. It's just a completely volatile, moving target. So the question for retailers is, pretty fundamental.
How do you survive?
Exactly. How do you survive and thrive in that kind of volatility without competing blind, just relying on gut feeling?
That's an excellent way to frame it, because the market pace is just, while it's unforgiving, operating on stale data. And by stale, I mean even a few hours old. It almost certainly means you're underpriced somewhere, losing margin, or you're overpriced and you're losing the customer.
So there has to be a tool.
There is. And the key mechanism our sources kept pointing to is
Retailers
price
collect and
monitoring,
track real-time pricing
specifically
data
powered
across
by some
hundreds of
very
e-commerce
sophisticated
websites,
data
so
scraping.
you
And that
always know where
trade-off,
you stand.
it's just massive,
And
isn't
your
it? For a
competitor.
retailer,
Retailers
staying on
collect
top of
and
these
track real-time
instantaneous
pricing
changes
data across
is the
hundreds
difference
of e-commerce
between capturing a
websites,
healthy
so you
profit.
always know
At a
where you
huge
stand.
missed opportunity.
And
It
your
all
competitor.
comes down to
Retailers
timing.
collect and track
That
real-time
window
pricing
for
data across
profitable action
hundreds
is
of
just
e-commerce
closing
websites,
faster than
so
ever
you always know
before.
where
You think
you
about
stand.
Amazon's price
And your
changes,
competitor.
or even a
Retailers
smaller
collect and
competitor's
track real-time
flash
pricing
sale.
data
The
across
response time
hundreds
has
of
to be
e-commerce
almost
websites,
instant.
so
Which
you
is why we
always
really
know
need
where
to
you
focus on
stand.
scale. I mean,
Right.
the speed and scale of this
Retailers
challenge
collect and
is
track
completely
real-time pricing data
necessitated
across
a
hundreds of
technical,
e-commerce
automated
websites,
solution.
Oh,
so you
absolutely.
always know where you
Human
stand.
analysts cannot
And
possibly
your
keep up.
competitor.
Not with
Retailers
thousands
collect
of
and
data
track
points every
real-time
day.
pricing
So
data
let's unpack
across
that
hundreds
scale
of e-commerce
and
websites,
the mechanics
so you
behind
always
it.
know where
Because
you
if we're
stand.
talking thousands of
And your
price changes
competitor.
daily
Retailers
across an
collect and
entire
track real-time
product
pricing data
catalog,
across hundreds
that
of e-commerce
volume
websites,
requires
so you always know
total
where you
automation.
stand.
It does.
And
This
your
isn't just
competitor.
having an employee
Retailers
manually
collect and
click
track.
through a few competitor websites once a day. That old way of doing things is.
It's fundamentally too slow. And it's way too susceptible to error.
So what's the solution look like in practice?
It involves dedicated software. This is the data scraping part we mentioned.
Okay.
Think of it as automated software that acts like a highly disciplined digital shopper.
Yeah.
It systematically visits specific web pages.
Like a bot.
Exactly. It reads the structured data, the product name, the price, inventory status, and it collects it all. No manual copy pasting, no visual checks needed. It's active intelligence gathering, and it's happening constantly, sometimes running every few minutes.
And the scope of this is what truly provides the competitive edge, according to the research.
Yes.
We aren't just talking about monitoring two main rivals, a Walmart or a Target.
Whether it's knowing
No,
when
not
a
at all.
competitor drops
The advanced
prices,
systems are tracking this
seasonal
real-time
changes,
pricing data
or adjusting
across
your offers dynamically
hundreds
back.
of e-commerce websites.
Whether it's
all
knowing
at the
when
same
a
time.
competitor drops
Hundreds.
prices,
That's the depth of
tracking
visibility
seasonal
that makes
changes,
the whole
or
market
adjusting your
legible.
offers
It lets you
dynamically
create
back.
a complete
Whether
map
it's
of the
knowing when a
market.
That's a great way to put it. You know exactly where you
tracking
stand,
seasonal
not
changes,
just against your main
or
competitors,
adjusting your
but
offers
also those
dynamically
smaller, really aggressive
Whether
sellers
it's
who might
knowing
be
when a
undercutting
competitor
you on
drops
just
prices,
a few items.
Okay, now
tracking
here's
seasonal
where the
changes,
tech transforms
or
from
adjusting
just
your
data
offers
collection
dynamically
to
back.
a real strategic
Whether it's
asset.
knowing when a
Our
competitor
sources
drops
use
prices,
this analogy of
tracking
having a
seasonal
live
changes,
feed of
or
your
adjusting
entire
your offers
competitive
dynamically
landscape.
back.
Like that.
But
Whether it's knowing when a
crucially,
competitor
the data
drops
that's
prices,
scraped,
tracking
it's often
seasonal
messy,
changes,
right? It's
or
raw, it can
adjusting
be
your offers
inconsistent.
dynamically
It can be
back.
plain junk sometimes.
Whether it's
You know,
knowing
one
when a
site lists the
competitor
price
drops
differently
prices,
than another, and the
tracking
system has to
seasonal
make sense of
changes,
it.
or
That cleaning
adjusting
step
your
sounds
offers
absolutely
dynamically
vital
back.
for making any kind of
Whether it's
decision.
It
knowing
is.
when a competitor
Imagine the
drops
system pulls
prices,
data and
tracking
one
seasonal
competitor's price
changes,
is listed at
or
$100.
adjusting your offers
But another
dynamically
site
back.
includes a $20 shipping
Whether it's
fee in that
knowing
price
when a
field.
competitor
And a
drops
third has
prices,
a temporary
tracking
coupon
seasonal
applied.
changes,
Right, and if
or
your
adjusting
decision-making
your
engine
offers
acts on that
dynamically back.
raw, messy data,
Whether it's knowing
it
when
could
a
lead to
competitor
some,
drops prices,
well,
tracking
disastrous
seasonal
pricing.
changes.
So if you
or
misidentify
adjusting
a
your
temporary
offers
weekend
dynamically
sale
back.
as a permanent price drop,
Whether it's
you might
knowing
launch
when
a
a
permanent
competitor
markdown
drops
that just
prices, tracking
unnecessarily
seasonal changes,
sacrifices
or
huge
adjusting
chunks
your
of your
offers
margin.
all because
dynamically
the raw
back.
data wasn't standardized.
Whether it's
Exactly.
knowing
The
when
system
a
has to
competitor
automatically
drops
update,
prices,
clean, and
tracking
organize that
seasonal
information.
changes,
It
or
strips out
adjusting
junk,
your
it
offers
accounts for shipping
dynamically back.
costs, it normalizes currencies.
So you get usable precision data.
Instantly usable. If you need to make profitable decisions in minutes, you can't have a spreadsheet full of ambiguity. Speed and organization are the twin pillars.
And that clarity allows retailers to move from just reacting to, building a sophisticated strategy.
Correct.
So if the data gathering is the foundation, What specific actionable strategies does this constant stream of intelligence actually enable? What's the purpose of it all, beyond just knowing what everyone else is selling for?
Okay, so this is where we shift from mechanism to actual application. And real-time tracking enables several critical strategic outcomes.
The most obvious one being?
Knowing instantly when a competitor drops their prices. That lets you react immediately to maintain your market share. But the more sophisticated use is in forecasting.
Ah, okay. Tell me more about that.
For instance, the data lets retailers accurately track and adjust for subtle seasonal changes or micro trends, things that would otherwise be invisible.
Like what?
Okay, say a competitor consistently marks down umbrellas ahead of every predicted rainy week in a specific city. That insight lets you build a proactive local pricing model.
Not just a reactive national one.
Precisely. That dynamic adjustment is key. It means retailers aren't just matching prices anymore. They're optimizing their entire offer based on live market physics.
So asking questions like, do we match the lowest price to gain volume?
Or can we maintain a slightly higher price because we know a competitor is out of stock and our own inventory position is strong?
Right.
And this leads us directly to the core pricing dilemma that this kind of monitoring system fundamentally solves. Every retailer walks this razor-thin line.
And this data resolves the two absolute dangers of that.
It does.
Can you detail those two dangers for us?
Sure. Danger number one is setting prices too high. That's easy to understand. Customers compare prices in seconds. If you're higher, they go elsewhere. You lose the sale.
And the customer.
And their lifetime value. Then there's danger number two, setting prices too low. You make the sale, sure, but you risk hemorrhaging margin.
And in some categories, that's everything.
In high volume, low margin categories like electronics, even a 1% price reduction across the board can erase tens of millions of potential profit annually.
It sounds like a guaranteed lose-lose scenario if you're operating in the dark. You either hemorrhage customers or you hemorrhage cash.
You do. And that's why precision data is so transformative. It lets retailers escape that guessing game entirely. They know, down to the minute, exactly what the equilibrium price is.
That makes sense.
So the key behavioral shift here is moving away from gut feeling or, those traditional quarterly market reviews.
They're just too slow now.
Way too slow. With precision data confirming where the market stands and how fast it's moving, retailers can act with confidence. They can deploy dynamic pricing models that adjust automatically.
Which ensures they're always competitive enough to win the customer.
But profitable enough to sustain the business. It eliminates those dangerous pricing blind spots.
And that confidence, built on real-time data, is really what underpins the urgent mandate that emerged from all the research we looked at. The materials couldn't have been clearer on this point.
They were very direct.
Retail is changing faster than ever before.
And that urgency means the required frequency of data collection has just fundamentally changed. If you're not tracking competitor prices daily.
Not weekly, not monthly.
Daily. You are already operating a step behind, period.
And the cost of that lag time is measurable, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. If you're selling thousands of units a day and a competitor drops their price by 5% for just 4 hours, that missed window, that missed chance to react.
It could translate into immediate customer abandonment or a massive unnecessary markdown if you panic adjust too late.
Exactly. You have to automate to meet the velocity of modern commerce.
What's also crucial here, and this really stood out to me, is the strategic value beyond just matching today's prices.
Right. It's not just a mirror reflecting the current market. It's a predictive tool.
How so?
By observing trends in competitor behavior, what products they discount, when those discounts happen, how they react to their own stock levels, price monitoring tells you where you stand today.
But it also gives you the context to predict where your competitors are heading.
Yes, that's the key insight.
So if we see, say, 3 major rivals start steeply discounting high-end winter coats in August.
That
If you're not
suggests a
tracking
collective
competitor
shift in their
prices
inventory
daily,
strategy or maybe
you're
an
already a
oversupply
step
issue.
behind.
That's actionable intelligence.
Which allows you to adjust
If
your
you're not
own
tracking
buying and
competitor
inventory plans
prices
for the fall.
daily,
So it's both a
you're
defensive
already a
tool
step
for
behind.
today
And a leading indicator for predicting future market direction.
If you're not tracking
that
competitor
synthesis
prices,
of current status and future strategy, knowing where the pack is moving before they get there.
That's the ultimate goal. That is competitive pricing intelligence.
And I think that brings us to the final critical conclusion from this deep dive. The mandate for sustained success in e-commerce seems pretty clear.
It does.
It's essential to automate your pricing intelligence. Reliance on precision data is really the only sustainable way to ensure smart retail decisions are made consistently.
It allows a retailer to stay competitive and, more importantly, stay ahead of a constantly shifting market.
The era of manual spot checking is it's long gone. Automation is the threshold of entry now.
Indeed.
Every
This deep
price
dive has
tells a
clearly
story.
shown how
Stay
automated
one step
daily
ahead
price
with
tracking
DataGrass.
is no longer an optional luxury. It's mandatory for maintaining
Every price
profitability.
tells a
You
story.
simply can't afford to
Stay
compete
one
now.
step
Not
ahead
anymore.
with DataGrass.
This raises a really important question, though, and it extends beyond the retailers themselves.
Every price tells a story.
If tracking
Stay
and
one step
anticipating
ahead
competitor
with
prices
DataGrass.
is the literal difference between profit and loss.
Every
And
price
prices
tells
are
a story.
changing hourly
Stay one
or
step ahead
daily.
with DataGrass.
How might this relentless need for real-time intelligence change
Every
the very
price tells a
nature
story.
of brand loyalty?
Stay one step ahead
for
with
consumers?
DataGrass.
That's a fascinating thought.
I mean, if a customer can always find the
Every
absolute
price tells a
lowest
story.
price
Stay one step
instantaneously,
ahead with
does the
DataGrass.
brand promise itself start to erode? Does price just become the single deciding factor?
Well, if price becomes a constant negotiation, the consumer is definitely the winner in the short term. But it certainly forces companies to rely less on sentiment and more on pure efficiency. That's definitely something for you to mull over the next time you see a price drop notification pop up in your inbox.
A great thought to leave us with. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.